The latest Northern Bank report that has been published today really shows that it's a very tepid recovery in the Northern Ireland economy. We have growth coming in at 0.8% this year, 2010, and 2% in 2011. The downward revision in our growth forecasts are for a number of reasons. Obviously, the austerity measures in the UK, while quite good in the long term, will have short-term implications in terms of even business confidence and jobs. Also, the UK budget was particularly harsh on the local economy. Certainly, we're very dependent on the public purse in terms of benefits and public spending, and that was two areas that the budget targeted in particular. So in that respect, growth forecasts going forward have been revised down marginally. A further point to make, I suppose, is in terms of slipping back into recession, because obviously growth is so weak. But certainly our forecasts suggest that the chances of this happening would be about 20%. So there's a 1 in 5 chance, which is reasonably good odds. There's two things that could improve economic growth. While there are downside risks, there's also upside risks as well. Certainly if we had some delivery of former public services by the private sector, that would certainly ease the pain in terms of job reductions. Also, if we saw a good rebound in terms of the global recovery, and if we saw a good strong recovery in Europe, that certainly would work to boost confidence, investor confidence and household confidence, and make the Northern Ireland recovery that bit stronger. In terms of growth sectors in Northern Ireland, we have still quite high hopes for business services. We see growth there of about 1.8% this year, and business services actually makes up 15% of the total economy. Another large sector within the economy, manufacturing, about 14% of local economic output, and they are forecast to grow by about 0.8% this year. Positive growth is also expected in retail and distribution. But I think retail probably has some challenges ahead of itself in terms of the increase in VAT that will come in 2011. But certainly there has been a bit of a rebound, and that is quite consistent with the official data that we see in the UK with regards to retail sales. Of course, some sectors will continue to struggle. Construction, which has been at the forefront of the economic downturn in Northern Ireland, is going to continue to struggle in 2010. We have forecast a contraction of about 3% for this sector, and of course construction-related sectors such as real estate, building supplies, those sectors will also struggle as well. Also, public administration expected to contract, and a very small marginal contraction in financial services as companies in that sector also restructure. I think the local economy certainly in the short term is going to struggle a bit, but in the long term there is no reason why we couldn't have good, strong economic growth, and certainly in sectors, for example, like business services, we should be looking quite closely at how we could tap into the export markets that are available in that sector and encourage more economic growth to be coming from it in the future. I think going forward, we can probably expect mixed signals coming from the economy, some good indicators, and also you'll see some other signals which suggest that the economy is still very tepid, it's still quite weak. It is a recovery nonetheless, but it's certainly a very bumpy one.